Hi, I'm Peter. I'm the tree and shrub buyer here at Al's Garden and Home. I'm here with Judy Alruzzo. She's our perennial buyer, and we are going to talk all about crepe myrtles today.
And you know, we're at the Crape Myrtle walk at the Sherwood Al's Garden and Home. And Peter, this is just amazing. And we invite all the customers to walk here, especially in the mid to late summer, because everything is getting to be blooming. This is so cool.
Yes, crepe myrtles are the queens of the late summer garden. They come in all sorts of colors, as you can see. They come in all sorts of sizes now too. So we have some, if you've only got room for about a 6-foot rose bush, or you have room for a 25 foot tree, there's a crepe myrtle that'll fit that any spot in your garden. We've got a good example of 2 different forms of crepe myrtles that you can buy at the nursery. So we have one which is called multi-trunk, and it's going to have multi-branches coming out of the ground. This is Catawba here, which is one of our most popular purples. It blooms very, very early, one of the first to bloom, so you can tell it's been blooming for a while. But if you see, it's going to be shorter and it's going to be wider, and that is due to having the multi-trunk. If you're looking for more of a tree form, you want a tree that's going to be a little more upright and not so wide. Here we have pink velour, which is one of our more popular magenta fuchsia pinks, and it's growing in a classic tree form. One of the wonderful things about crepe myrtle is they're a 4-season plant.
Oh, nice.
You have beautiful blooms in the summer. You have nice fall color too, and in the winter you have this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful trunk.
So Peter, this area of all these crepe myrtles is like an arboretum. There's so many different varieties and shapes and sizes, but you know, what about keeping them shorter? I know that there's some that get really big, but can you do like some pruning tricks to keep them smaller?
Absolutely. So there is varieties that stay short on their own. So if you really don't want to prune your crepe myrtles much, I would suggest looking at the Magic series. Comes in all sorts of different colors, from pink to coral, to plum, to red, to purple. But any of your crepe myrtles you can keep smaller. So these 2 we're standing next to, if we were to just leave them up to their own devices, these would be trees. These would be 15 to 20 feet tall. But crepe myrtles are love to be pruned. They bloom on new wood, just like roses bloom on new wood. So by pruning them, you're actually encouraging more flower production. So because we've pruned these back, we get about twice the amount of flowers you would get on it as on an unpruned tree.
And then what time of year is that? When do you do that?
Middle of the winter to really, really early spring is the best time to prune them off. So you start with just pruning off the dead flower heads, and then go from there. Prune them down as far as you want. We, as you can see with our trees, we prune ours to about 5 to 6 feet every season, and then they flush back to about 6 to 8 feet. Most of all of your crepe myrtles are going to be grafted, and because they're grafted, you're going to get suckers. If you look at the bottom here, you see this beautiful clean trunk on the bottom there of this big beautiful Natchez. Now we're going to go look at another variety where the suckers have not been cleaned off yet.
And so you just kind of take your loppers or your trimmers, your pruners, and just kind of cut them?
Exactly, yes. With time, the more you do that, you should get less and less. But as you can see on this variety, this is a little more dwarf variety. Your stalk has not been cut yet, but you're really going to want to clean that out, because that is just going to take energy away from this plant over time if you don't take the suckers out.
And you should do that earlier than later in the season?
Yeah, I would say do that in probably June.
Okay.
Probably June, July, when they're going to really start to come. Remember, crepe myrtles bloom really late in the season. They leaf out really late in the season. So one thing about crepe myrtles is they stay dormant. They're one of the last trees to get leaves on them. Do not be surprised if you do not have leaves on your crepe myrtle until June.
Oh, so that's good to know, because I know people have called in. It's like, is it dead? And it's like, it's not dead. Just be patient. I know we're not patient as gardeners.
Right.
What other varieties do you have?
So some other varieties we have in the garden here. This here, Plum Magic we have here. It's a pretty one. It stays fairly short. It's got a nice plum color to it and a dark foliage.
Very nice.
So this is Dynamite. It's our most popular red.
Really beautiful.
It just has a really beautiful flower. It's a true red, and they're huge flower clusters.
Look at that. That is amazing.
This tree, if not pruned, is going to get to about 20 feet. But as you can see, it's easily kept at like 6 to 8 feet with pruning.
That is nice. And really, if you have the space, you could put crepe myrtles that will bloom like from early summer to late summer?
Yes,
Wow.
yes. Now we've got some new exciting varieties too. We're going to go inside and look at some of the new ones that we haven't got in our walk.
Great.
Especially there's some cool ones with almost black foliage. All right, so one of the things, now that we're in the nursery, I wanted to kind of show some of the new breeding that's been going on in crepe myrtles. And one of the most exciting developments is the dark foliage that have come out. So the Magic series has some new, almost black foliage. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
That's beautiful.
This is the red blooming one, Sunset Magic. They also have a white one called Lunar Magic. But you get the beautiful blooms, and then you get that beautiful contrasting foliage here too. We also have them in tree form. This is a pretty one called Lavender Lace. Look at that beautiful dark foliage, and then it's going to bloom this beautiful lavender purple color.
Pretty.
This is Double Dynamite. People might be familiar with our popular red dynamite. This one has a much darker foliage, and then it has a kind of a watermelon red flower as well. It's a shorter tree. This is going to only be about half the height, half the size of dynamite. So if you're looking for like a patio tree, this would be a really great addition because it's only going to get about 6 feet maybe.
Yeah. And you know what? I love that Al's really has a selection because look at this 1 gallon. This is a great size to start with. I love watching plants develop, and so this is really a great one. You really have all sizes for everybody's taste and everybody's ideas.
Yeah, you can come in now. They're in bloom. You can pick out your favorite color. And your favorite variety, because even our 1 gallons are blooming, so they give you a taste of what color you're going to actually get.